Welcome to another live stream today with Horner Automation. I'm Casey Gardner. I'm our product manager for our automation products today here at Horner. I'm taking over live stream duties from Chuck Ridgway just for today. He's currently over at our Automate 2022 show in Detroit. So feel free to go on down and take a visit if you guys are in the area. I also have Marcy Tyree, our marketing extraordinaire, in the background to make sure everything goes smoothly as always. Thanks for joining. Our topic today is going inside the new FRAM series, where I'll be going into a little more detail about what makes our new FRAM series so special. So let's go ahead and get started. So kind of the first question is, what is the FRAM series? I know a lot of our users are familiar with the XL series and Micro OCS series and numerous other products we've got going on. But this one just released last month, and it is the new successor to the existing XL series lineup. So again, it maintains our focus with that XL series lineup that maintains high functionality with high value kind of in that package. It is really meant to be an evolutionary product, not necessarily a revolutionary, but still an increase for sure. It also has increased performance using non-volatile memory enhancements and advancements. It is also a near drop-in replacement across the lineup for the equivalent screen sizes. So you can see a number of those pictured to the right beside. And it's also attracted both new and existing OCS customers, both for new applications and again, taking that advantage of the new technology for both faster processing and enhanced capabilities. So kind of first question that kind of sticks out is, why does a lot of the product lineup look the same? Well, first and foremost, many of the physical elements are still used from the existing XL series because a lot of it was well reviewed and loved by our customers over the years. So a lot of that includes our overlays, the plastic, the cutout. So a lot of that just to make it as seamless and easy for existing users to, again, transition to this kind of product very easily. And we also have the same I/O connections and options available on the back, as well as the same connectivity, whereas Ethernet, number of ports, number of serial connections, etc. Really, for this product line, we wanted customers to have the easiest path to transition as possible, including how it looked and again, not making too much noise for their customers as well. So that's a lot of what's the same. So really, what makes it different? What's the advantages of taking or looking into this product line? Well, first and foremost, there's an all-new SOM, which is our system on module. The new SOM includes a faster CPU. It also uses FRAM variable storage. It also has a larger, faster FPGA, which is used for the high-speed counter capabilities. Normally on an XL series product, you have to have different firmware between 2-channel or 4-channel capabilities, really partially because it can be restrictive one way or another, and just better to take advantage of that instead. Whereas in the XL series, you can select either one just using all one firmware package. So it's definitely an advantage. We also have 100% non-volatile memory, which means we have no rechargeable battery or really a battery required for program or variable retention. And we just have a battery on board for it's just a small coin cell that takes care of the real-time clock for us. So going over that FRAM technology, it may sound familiar to some of our users. We may have talked about it in the past. So really the FRAM was kind of first used on our X5 product. X5, you hear us talk about it every now and then, where it's a very unique product because it doesn't really have, it borrows a lot from things we liked and tried to step the game up or take advantage of some new technology at the time when we were first kind of introducing the Micro OCS series. So part of this advancement, as opposed to, or again, a side grade from the XL series, was we actually used FRAM technology with a lot of the horsepower from the XL series capabilities. But what this was restricted to back in those days is it was only available in much smaller sizes. So as an example, we have 8192 general purpose registers available on the X5, but only 1024 of which are actually retentive. So again, there's still a lot of variable storage capabilities, but in terms of what's actually retained on a per scan basis, is actually only a smaller portion of that. So we're still able to have a number of that's retained per scan, but it's not necessarily non-volatile for the entire selection as is with the new XL Prime series. Also, based on the dating of that particular selection of FRAM available at the time, it wasn't quite as fast as we would have liked it to be. And again, the size restrictions kind of also restricted us to putting more variable storage than we really wanted to have in there as well. So that's where we limited it to give it a really good balance of both, again, being a cost-effective micro SES solution, but still being a powerhouse in CPU capability as well. So it kind of begs the question, well, why is non-volatile memory such a big deal? It really adds to the capability of the overall system and really adds security and saving your most important data constantly and just having a number of different redundancy levels that you can go through from a memory and storage capability. So first and foremost, when the program is saved to the controller, it's saved in non-volatile NAND flash when downloaded essentially from Cscape. Then you've got your variables and registers that are saved to FRAM every scan. So again, your typical millisecond scan rate or whatever it may be for your various programs, all of your variables and registers are saved per scan. So again, on the XL Prime series, you've got 50,000 general purpose registers and another 30,000+ of various bits and other registers to use. And all of those are actually saved on a per scan basis, which not only combined with the faster CPU is already improving scan times over the XL series, but you've got all of that even in the event of a power loss or anything like that, those are saved on a per scan basis. So you don't need a rechargeable battery or anything to give it time to save that to memory instead. And then on top of those, there's also other additional backup or auto load functionality within our system menu capability that would also have secondary redundancies for, again, maintaining your program and variable data if needed. So it just creates a lot of security for customers. And then, as I mentioned before, there's just that small coin cell battery where instead of a rechargeable lithium battery, which is used on a number of products nowadays as well. And that's just used for the real-time clock. So again, from a program's perspective, you've got your program and variable data always saved all the time, which is really nice. So it's definitely an improvement. So really, how fast is it compared to the XL series? I would definitely state it as a significant improvement. For very large programs, it can definitely be up to about 50% faster scan rates, and even screen transitions where you're physically manipulating your screens here and there, you're going to see it probably up to 50% faster screen transitions as well. But even, again, those are just in large program numbers. In a real world scenario, even when I was doing some on-hand testing myself with some of our either larger OEM customers or with some larger programs that we've kept for testing purposes. Here's an example of a program where there was about 80 or so screens, about 1,200 rungs of logic, and about 200+ objects on the main screen. So again, this is a very typical application, what I would kind of explain. And in that same sense, it would had about a 10 to 15 millisecond scan time on the EXLW, and this actually improved to about a 4 to 5 millisecond scan rate on the XLW Prime equivalent. So definitely a very speedy performance upgrade for sure. But I'd really, again, improvements are going to kind of vary across the board, but I would expect everybody to kind of be impressed by really the amount that it's able to improve the system for sure. All right. So if we've gone this far, maybe we've already sold you one. So your next question would be, how can I get one? Well, as of right now, the XL4 Prime, the XL6 Prime, and the XLW Prime are already available and orders are shipping today. So we're definitely starting to ramp up production as more and more of those come in. And then next month, we have the XL7 Prime and the XL10 Prime that are expected to really be available by the end of the month. These will add capabilities such as dual Ethernet and dual CAN ports to the lineup and again, be very easy transitions for existing XL7 and EXL10 customers as well. The XL15 Prime is expected more towards the end of this year, possibly early next year, but that one we expect to come along and help finish out the series as well. And then I've also posted a lot of the XL series prime numbers on the bottom here for, again, the 4, 6, and W equivalents, as well as the grayed out XL7 Prime, XL10 Prime, and 15 Prime. These will be the expected part numbers, but are not quite available yet. So that kind of wraps up really what I wanted to kind of bring focus on this XL Prime series today. We wanted to thank everybody for joining. I'll give you some time to fill in any questions. Just a reminder, we're here every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern. You can watch live or on replay, and feel free to add either comments or questions for live and comments for YouTube if you're watching it on replay. Most of these are going to be back to Chuck Ridgway for sure. Again, we're happy to have him on board, and he's taking care of business over at our Automate show currently. So we'll be happy to have him back next week as well. I don't see any other questions. So with that, we appreciate everybody coming out, and feel free to check out our website for some upcoming webinars or June events for the rest of the month we've got coming up as well. So thanks everybody for coming.